Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. This is just a Saturday morning update on what I'm working on, not a tutorial. If you want to see a tutorial on any of the stuff I talk about, let me know. You might see it pop up later anyway, but just updating you on what's going on and procrastinating going to the gym. But soon, I think it will happen. I saw a video on Bourbon Creek Crafts, and she had card holder ideas, and what she did was she watched a whole bunch of videos, took somebody's idea, and then made it her own, right? That's what we try and do, is we try and say, okay, how can I make this work for me? The idea that she was looking for was a very small, sleek one that could be made out of one sheet of paper. And so this is the size that she came up with, and you can see that the pockets on the inside are open. And I made this to her specs so I could test it, and then there were some things that I want to change. And I'm also wondering, this holds about 5 cards and 5 envelopes, and I'm wondering, for me, if this model will work. I probably need to do the kind with the separate pockets attached, because with large embellishments like I've been making, I have a tendency to do a lot of foam mount, a lot of different layers, and I just don't see how that'll work as well. But if you were doing like a set of note cards, something kind of sleek, these would work for sure, and they're cute. So that was my first one. I used some pink paisley paper on that, and I have this collection. So my idea was to make it in this, and then I could use it to match. This one I was modifying. You can see I'm working on a template. One thing that I like to do is draw out in a nice pen that you guys can see the measurements for the project instead of just talking about them and putting them down below. And then you can have like one page in the video, one screen where you look and go, okay, that's all the information I need. This was to make it in her specs right here, but then I started fine-tuning and tweaking, and I decided I wanted it narrower so my cards didn't shuffle around so much. But then funny thing happened, I forgot to move the center, so I ended up with a note card size one. Obviously I would put note cards in it that match. The paper also makes a big difference. I'm not sure I've talked about it before. I'm not a paper snob in any way, but in some situations it makes a difference. This is Authentique that I purchased from a local store off of their loose racks. It has texture. You can feel it, you can hear it. Okay, this is Authentique, same brand, from Tuesday Morning, in a pad. This is smooth as can be, and it's probably, I don't know, I've never owned a craft store, but to me it feels like it might be a slightly lighter weight. That will make a difference. So go through your papers and either use a cardstock, or you could use a cardstock and then layer paper on top of it to decorate, like to strengthen the front. You could put another panel here and on the back. So if you just have thin papers, that's fine. Add some strength. I wanted to use a nice heavy printed paper so I didn't have to decorate it or thicken it up. But either way is fine. Just use what you have. You don't have to go to the store. That's not the point of this. So I'm still working on this because I did forget to modify the center measurements. But I think I have it figured out for how I want it and how I want my edges to come together. I'm not sure if I'm going to decorate it with ribbon or something else. Maybe some flowers that match. You know, depends on if you want them sleek so that you can mail them well or carry them around or put them in a box. I thought they'd be great to brighten someone's day for craft fairs, and also maybe for the auction that my friend and I didn't package our cards so great for last year. Also today, my idea was to make a spring card holder and put cards in it. So I have this Honey I'm Home from We Are Memory Keepers that's calling to me that I got from Cat and Paws in my Happy Mail. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. But I'm going to be strong and not cut into this yet because I'm trying to work on unfinished objects and partials. I've done a couple, but they're for gifts, so I can't show you just yet, and hopefully I won't forget about the footage. But I have this Bliss collection from Simple Stories from last year, spring, I get super, super, super excited about. And then if I don't use my papers quick enough, I'm ready to move on to summer. And I thought I can use this one for summer. So I'll wait and I'll use this collection. I still have a lot in here, and I've even picked up some embellishments at Tuesday morning this year. So I think I'm going to make a card holder and cards to go in it out of this stuff. And I have all sorts of textures and different things in this bag for fun. And I need some ideas for when I go to Oklahoma, you guys. Oklahoma City and Stillwater, in those areas, what craft stores, or are there any near there that are like amazing road trip worthy? The other thing that came up is I had a subby ask me if I wanted paint skins. And I definitely don't need paint skins because Andy.mess on Instagram, ANDE, she keeps me well supplied. But if somebody else wants paint skins to make cards or projects or whatever, leave me a comment below, and if I have known you for a while, then I'll match you up. If you're like a brand new weirdo, I'm probably not gonna let you contact her. I don't know. We'll see what she says. We can work that out. And so I told you about that. The other funny thing that I wanted to tell you is in crafting this morning, I had to switch cutters. I had to put away my cute little light Cricut one and get out my my big green giant. These two, because my blade on my Cricut cutter is dull. And the way you know that it's dull, you guys, is if you make a cut with a cutter that you know and love, and it kind of is hairy. It's kind of a fuzzy cut, not a clean cut. It's time for new blades. Doesn't necessarily mean it's time for a new cutter, just new blades. So I ordered new blades, and I thought, wasn't that like a week ago? So if you have Alexa, it's amazing. So I just went over to Alexa and I said, Alexa, where's my stuff? And she said, the blades you ordered on March 10th will arrive April something. I said, huh? And then I asked her again, no kidding. So if you have this cutter, be sure that you get new blades and have them on hand, because I've never ordered anything from Amazon and had it take like 3 weeks. I don't know what's going on, but be sure you have a spare blade on hand. And I think my total purchase for 2 blades is like $6. So it's not a budget breaker. It's just something I didn't think about doing. And don't get me wrong, I love this big green one. It's just kind of heavy. It's kind of heavy to move around. And I like the little one, especially because I was filming, and so I like to use the smaller one when I'm filming. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing. Bye-bye.